Are you curious just how much light do the quail need in order to keep laying eggs all through the winter time? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video and get that all cleared up for you. Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Rednecked video. Again, my name is Chris, and again, if you're not familiar with this channel, I focus on helping you to produce your own eggs, meat, and vegetables from your backyard, your garage, your deck, balcony, or heck, even a spare room in your house if that's what you're wanting to do. Today we're talking about how to keep your quail laying eggs all through the winter. Biggest secret to that is providing them with light, and everybody probably already knows that. Quail need about 14 hours of light a day in order to keep producing eggs. But exactly how much light do they need? How bright does that light need to be? That's what we're going to talk about now. You can see my outdoor hutches here. I've come out here because I kind of experienced a little bit of an egg drop off here recently, and I want to talk about exactly why that's probably happened. What I'm using for a light source here, first of all, is a Harbor Freight solar shed light. But basically what that does is it just captures the sun, the solar panel. I leave the light on, and it's got an automatic thing. Whenever the sun goes down, that light comes on, and it will stay on. If you have a decently sunny day, it will stay on until midnight or later. So it does provide them with that 14 hours of light per day. Here's the problem I've run into with that though. In the wintertime, you run into a lot of cloudy days, so I'm not getting the solar panels charged up, and the light only stays on for maybe half an hour. So there's a little bit of fluctuation. It's not a consistent 14 hours a day. That's impacted my egg production just a little bit. If it's 1 or 2 days where it's dropped off, but the rest of the time it's 14 hours, that seems to work just fine. But in the wintertime here, when you got a week's worth of cloudy days and I'm not getting much light out here, that throws their egg laying off. Also, another issue that I've had here, let me bring you in close, show you how my cages are set up, and this will make sense to you hopefully, is that my light does not cover the entire pen. I've only got it covering one side. So again, let me get the camera off here, bring it in close, we'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so you can see how my cage is set up here. This is all open, screen on top, bottom, sides, all that. This is all closed in to give them some kind of where to get out of the weather. It's got a top over the top of it, just a feed sack stapled up there to provide them with wind block, and then it's got 4 walls there and the little sandbox in there. This is the part of the cage that I have my light in. Let me get underneath here and you'll be able to see that hopefully. Let me see where I'm pointing. There we go. Right there is my light. It's a solar powered light, shed light from Harbor Freight. I just leave it on. When the sun goes down, it automatically comes on. But the problem is it only lights up this part of the cage. It's plenty bright enough. It probably provides about enough light as maybe a 40-watt regular light bulb would. Plenty enough light, but it only lights up this part of the cage. All right, this is something I haven't tried before, is filming at night, but I did this so I could kind of show you what I'm talking about with the way my lights are set up. And this is the closed-in section we were just looking at. And you can see it's bright, it's lit up, but there's only 3 birds in there. The majority of them over here on this side, which is dark, but there's my flashlight. You can see them. They're all just kind of hanging out there on the cage floor. So they're in the dark right now. Okay, I know that's probably hard and it doesn't show up real well on camera, but that has been the issue for me. And everything I can tell says that that's what's causing these birds not to lay on a consistent basis. I have the same thing in my other hutch. It's set up the same way and exactly the same kind of thing. Half the birds at least hardly ever go in that other section. They just hang out in the open area and they don't get any light after the sun goes down. So anyway, again, you don't need a super bright light. 40-watt incandescent bulb is going to be plenty enough light, or just small fluorescent grow lights, whatever, cheap lights that you can put on here. It might be a good idea to hook these up to a power source on a timer instead of relying on the solar power, because in the wintertime sometimes we just don't get enough daylight to keep the solar power, the solar lights going as long as they need to be going. So those are a couple of things that you could do to make sure that your birds are getting enough light to continue laying throughout the winter. Hopefully this helped you out guys a little bit. Thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, God bless.